Welcome. In this tutorial video, we will show you how to set up and manage your blog with WordPress. WordPress is an online and open source website creation tool that was written in PHP. And it is the most powerful and easiest blogging and website content management tool in the world today. In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to gain administrative access into your blog, create users' accounts, create categories, create posts, and start publishing so visitors to your blog can access such posts. Also, we're going to show you how to create and update adverts or sidebar content as referred to in WordPress. Thank you. Upon successful login into the WordPress administrative panel, or popularly known as WP admin, you're going to be met with a view similar to what you can see. This view represents the dashboard of the WordPress administrative panel. To the left hand side of this dashboard, you have a list of menus. These menu links help you jump from one section to another, providing you with access to manage several functionalities and contents of your blog. Also, we have the main content area. The main content area displays results, which might be either views or forms that allow you manage existing content and add or modify content to your blog. Now, you might be wondering, how do I gain access to my WordPress administrative panel? To gain access to the administrative control panel of your WordPress blog, simply type in the website address to your WordPress blog followed by /wp-admin/index.php and press enter in your browser address bar. On successful navigation to the login page, you're going to be greeted with a login form where you're supposed to provide your username and password for your WordPress blog. I go ahead and click login, having provided the correct information. Upon successful login, you're greeted to the much familiar WordPress administrative dashboard, as can be seen. Once again, on the dashboard, you have the menu links to your left hand side, and your content area is the gray area where you have the dashboard written. Now we have seen how to log in into our WordPress administrative control panel. Next, we shall move on to look at how to create user accounts. If you remember correctly, when we were logging in, I entered an existing username and the password, which is created from the users menu. Hovering over the users menu, you have a flyout of 3 sub-menus: all users, add new, and your profile. The all users menu links to a page where you see all existing users. The add new redirects you to a form that you could use in adding new user accounts, and your profile redirects you to a form where you can modify your existing user details. Let's look at the all users menu first off. On navigating to the all users menu, we are greeted with a table that shows the list of all users that have access to the WordPress administrative control panel. Currently on my site, we have only one user with the username Kabir Olatinwo and a role of administrator, meaning that this user has full access to all the functionalities provided by WordPress through its administrative control panel. I shall now proceed to add a new user by clicking on the Add New button beside the user menu, or optionally I could click on the Add New submenu of the users menu. Clicking on the Add New User button provides a form that enables us to add users. I shall now proceed and go ahead to add a new user account. Having completely filled out this form, I shall now click on the Add New User button to add this user account to my list of WordPress administrative users. I've selected a role of administrator, so this user will have privilege to all functionalities on the administrative panel. Upon successful addition of this user, a new user account has been created and the login details have been sent to the corresponding email address attached to this user account. From this point henceforth, I can now log in with these user details, the username and my password. So that brings us to the end of adding user accounts to our WordPress administrative control panel. Next, we shall move on to look at how to create categories for our posts. To create a category for our WordPress post, simply navigate to the Post main menu on the left sidebar of the WordPress administrative control panel, and then click on the Category submenu. This will redirect us to a Categories section. In the Categories section, we have a form to the left hand side of our screen for adding new categories, and a table to view all categories that has been added. To simply add a new category, enter a name, a slug, an optional slug, or this can be left blank, and you can also select a parent category or left as none if this is to be a main category. Having filled out this form, click on the Add New Category button and you have your category successfully added to your list of existing categories. Now, having successfully added this category, you will be able to notice that in total we have 12 categories in our WordPress site. But not all these categories appear on the main site, as you can see. I have only categories for entertainment, interviews, games, and business showing up on my main site. So the next question that comes to mind is what happens to all these other categories? To enable a category show up on your main site, you would have to use the menu manager. So next, we're going to look at how to use the WordPress menu manager to enable categories comes up in our main menu headings. To do this, simply navigate to the Appearance menu and click on the Customize sub-menu in the WordPress Administrative Control panel. This will bring up a view similar to the one you can see now. Simply click on the Menus menu and the Main Navigation menu. Then, using this Main Navigation menu, you can add or remove categories from your menu. As you can see, I've just removed games from my main menu and I'm going to add a new category called music. Haven't completed this, I click on the Save and Publish button, and on refreshing my blog, I now see that I would have my games category taken out and replaced with my music category in my main navigation menu. So I'm just going to wait for this to complete loading, and now you can see the games category is now out of my main menu and has been replaced with my music category. So that also brings us to the end of adding and managing post categories on our WordPress blog using the WordPress Administrative Control panel. Next, we're going to look at adding posts to our WordPress blog. On my blog, you see I have a lot of posts showing up on my main content area. These are what the users are going to see when they visit your blog. So you have to take care in styling your post and using gorgeous photography to derive or create a very wonderful user experience on your blog. During the course of this section, we're going to look at how to create posts on our WordPress blog. To do this, we're going to make use of our WordPress Administrative Control panel. From this panel, navigate to the Post menu and click on the All Posts sub-menu. This will display a list of all posts on our WordPress blog. We can simply edit or delete an existing post. The trash button deletes an existing post. The quick edit button allows us to quickly modify certain parameters of our posts, such as the title, the author, the published date, its categories, and the status. Also, we have our edit button that allows us to edit the main content of these posts. But let's look at how to add new posts. To add a new post, you can navigate back to the Post menu and click on the Add New sub-menu, or optionally, you can use the Add New button beside the post title, as you can see. On clicking on this button, you will be presented with a form that allows you to add a post. So I'm going to start off by creating a post. You start by entering the title of the post. I call this post "Welcome to my tutorial," and you can add content to your posts. I'm going to quickly add some content to my posts. I've used the triple hash to insert the header, and I can quickly enter certain content. So having entered content for my post, I would now move on to select a category, and I use the music category, which I just enabled on my main navigation bar, as you can see. And I could also select a date in the future if I want to publish this post in the future, or I could leave the date set as this to publish this post immediately. I could also set a featured image for my posts. Featured images are images that display on my post as a thumbnail. I could do this here by selecting set featured image and select an existing image for my post, choosing a favorite, my laptop. Might take a while for the image to appear. Now you can see it there. I could also set several other options for my posts, but I'm leaving them as the default values, except for the about author box, which I'm going to disable, and the comments, which I'm going to disable. Having done this, I can scroll to the very top and click on publish to publish my post immediately. On successful publish, you get a notification message that shows posts published. I can click on this link to view my post directly, or I could go to my blog homepage and refresh to view my posts coming up here. Upon successful loading of my post, you can now view my post appearing on my blog homepage, although the picture is missing. So to completely configure my post settings, I now scroll down to my page options. I set my right sidebar. I also scroll to my manage page elements. I select remove page title. I scroll down to my custom sidebar and select page widgets area. Next, I scroll down to my post type and I select portfolio. Selecting portfolio allows me the option to add more than one thumbnail images to my post. Then, having configured all these settings, I once more confirm that my about author box is off and my comments have been disabled. And with these settings, I can now proceed to update my post. Upon successfully saving the changes to my post, I could navigate to my post page by clicking on the view post button, and I now have my posts as shown. As you can see, I have my sidebar to my right, and I have my main post area to my left. I also have a Facebook commenting feature. You can comment on this post with my Facebook account, and I can also share this post on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, and a whole lot of other social media websites. Underneath, I could view recent posts, and that brings us to the end of editing and publishing our posts on WordPress using the WordPress administrative control panel. Next, we're going to see how to modify content for our advert or sidebar. As you've noticed, all over my blog, the sidebar keeps appearing with the same content. On my post page, I have them. Likewise, on my home page, I also have the sidebar with the contents appearing. With this, I could manage the contents of this sidebar, and I could replace them with paid adverts, thus earning money on my blog. So now we're going to look at how to manage this adverts contents through the WordPress administrative dashboard. Managing adverts is simple. To manage adverts, I simply navigate to my visual adverts menu on my WordPress blog administrative panel, and from this point I click on my adverts sub-menu, which will then display a table as shown. Similar to our posts, you can add a new advert by clicking on the add new button, or you can edit existing adverts. I'm going to go ahead and click on the add new advert button. Just going to wait for this to finish loading. Adding a new advert is as simple as filling out this form. I enter the title of my advert, so I call it my money making machine advert. Then I'm going to set a featured image in a similar manner to the post for my advert. Now this image is the image that will appear as my advertisement. For this, it's my advert. And now I have my advert featured image displaying here. I could also set a link to this advert, www.maybeachtech.com, as the link to this advert. Then I also set a category. Now this determines where the advert will be displayed on my sidebar. I have my electronics and my fashion. I could put this under my fashion category and save. Having successfully saved my advert, I can go back to my blog homepage and simply refresh to view how my advert will be displayed. So I'm just going to wait for this to completely load. Now I have my adverts displaying. Just as you could see, I could refresh again for you to see my newly added advert and how it displays. Takes about 4 seconds. Okay, and now I have my advert that I just added in my fashion category. I could as well change the category of this advert that I've just created to electronics or insert it in multiple categories, howsoever I see fit. I'm just going to wait for this to complete updating. Then I would refresh my blog homepage to view how this would take effect. Now it should come up in this area. Yes, and that I have my advert also coming up here. So in this tutorial, as a recap, we have looked at how to log into WordPress administrative control panel, how to create users accounts, create categories, manage posts, and add adverts or sidebar content to our blog. So you can now enjoy and start blogging full time. Thank you once more for listening to this. We hope you found it useful, and feel free to comment or suggest improvements or topics that we should do more tutorial videos on. Thank you very much.